Hello, this is Liz Schaefer. I'm with the Vermont News Guide Community Calendar, and I'm here to tell you about some exciting events that are going on in the Northshire in the next couple of weeks. On May 23rd, there's big doings in Bennington. They are holding their Mayfest Arts and Crafts Show. They have over 100 artisans and craftsmen from all over New England who will be converging on downtown to show and sell their wares. And in conjunction with that, the First Baptist Church in Bennington is holding a pancake breakfast that morning. Also that day, BART Center and the Vermont Center for Independent Living are getting together to hold a funky adaptive bike day. It's where they are going to bring some hand cycles, an upright tricycle, and some recumbent bikes for people to check out and try. If you're interested in trying one out, they recommend that you bring a helmet if you have one and wear closed shoes. Also on May 23rd in Weston, they're holding their 8th annual Pig Roast and Square Dance. It's happening right on the village green. Wine and beer will be available, and they'll have music by the Cold River Band. Also on that day, a walking tour in the morning. This is something that the Village of Weston has been doing for quite some time now. I'm not really quite sure how long. Several years anyway. The walk is just under a mile, and they do a tour of the historic village and the buildings that are there. The focus is on the people who built, lived, and worked in the buildings. The Farrar Manser House and the Old Mill Museum will both be open on that day. On May 25th, this is Memorial Day in Manchester, Gary Dufour is going to be holding another Atomic Veterans Talk. This one is at the Equinox Terrace in Manchester. I went to his talk this past March and found it really interesting. He's got a lot to say about this topic. It's something that a lot of people may not be aware of. I highly recommend that you, if you can, go check it out. There are a number of parades, ceremonies, and festivities going on that day as well. Some of the communities that are holding events are in Arlington, Bennington, Dorset, Granville, Greenwich, Hoosick Falls, Manchester, Middletown Springs, Wallingford, and several others. You can get a full roster of the events that I know of in this week's copy of the Vermont News Guide. Sarah Red Laird, aka the Bee Girl, will be speaking at Hildene, our local pollinator sanctuary, on the plight of the honeybee. As most people know, honeybees are slowly disappearing due to colony collapse disorder. These little insects are vital to our food chain, and Sarah is very passionate about bringing awareness to and finding a solution to this very serious problem. Her talk is taking place at Hildene. It's limited seating. Tickets are on sale right now, and it's recommended that if you're interested that you get those right away. A few days later, on the 30th, she's going to be leading a bee safari throughout the grounds on Hildene, where she'll again discuss honeybees and their habitat. Greenwich, New York is hosting the Beach Music and Food Festival on the banks of the Battenkill River. It's happening at the town beach there, and it's thrown by the Battenkill Conservancy. There'll be local musicians, kind of pop-up jam sessions, food and drink, family activities. You can take a canoe or a kayak ride, see some fly fishing demos, and there will be a fundraising auction with funds to go towards the Conservancy's efforts to preserve the river. Also in New York State, in Granville, the Slate Valley Museum is hosting a spring tasting on the alley. They're going to be hosting local and regional breweries, distilleries, and wineries who will have samples of their wares. Local restaurants and food vendors will be there with food as well. And it's taking place right at the museum, which is located on the Meadowy River in the town's historic alley. This was an immigrant neighborhood back in the days of the quarries. It was home to several liquor serving establishments and had quite a rowdy reputation. But I think this is going to be a great event. Maybe not quite so rowdy, but it'll be fun. Moving on into June, on the 5th, Manchester Elementary School is going to be hosting Brave the Shave. They're looking for community members from local schools, sports teams, businesses, police and fire departments, to form fundraising teams. And the funds will go towards childhood cancer research through the St. Baldrick's Foundation. The hair, by the way, goes to Pantene and the American Cancer Society, and they create free wigs for those with cancer. Great event, fun thing to do. Go out there and shave your head. On the 6th, there's a fundraiser for the Dorset Equine Center. They're holding their barnyard ball at 5:30 that evening. Funds raised will go to their efforts to save, rehabilitate, and rehome neglected and slaughter-bound horses. So it's a great time for a great cause. On the weekend of June 6th and 7th, Manchester in the Mountains Chamber of Commerce is holding another antique and classic car show. Registration is still open. This is a great event. They've been doing it for 29 years now. And they have the best antique and classic cars, food vendors, and a flea market. It's a great time, usually a beautiful day. Happens at Dorr Farm right in Manchester. On June 13th, the Women's Fellowship at the Dorset Church is going to be hosting an elegant English tea, replete with fine linen, silver service, and fine china. They'll be serving some elegant foods along with that. Proceeds to this reservations-only event goes to the Kids Summer Lunch Program. Tickets are available right now. And that's it. There's a lot of other events going on as well. For the full story on everything that's going on, take a look at this week's Vermont News Guide. Oh, and one more thing. The Vermont News Guide is moving our office. We are moving to 105A Bonnet Street, just a few doors up from the Spiral Press and Northshire Bookstore, as well as the Chamber of Commerce. We're all very excited about it. It's going to be a good move for us. It'll give us a lot more space and plenty of parking. So I hope that when we open on the 18th for business that you'll stop by and say hello. All right, until then, take care.